Next, we are going to deal with singular and non-singular matrix. Suppose A is a matrix 4, 2, 6, 3. Calculate det A. What is det A? 4 into 3, 12 minus 6 into 2, 12. 12 minus 12 gives you the value 0. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. It's a square matrix whose determinant value is 0. Such a matrix, such a square matrix whose determinant value is 0 is termed by the name singular matrix. So what is a singular matrix? A square matrix is said to be singular if determinant of that matrix equal to 0. Then what will be the next term? Non-singular matrix. If det equal to 0 is a singular matrix, non-singular matrix will be the square matrix with determinant A not equal to 0. Okay. If A is a non-singular matrix, that means if A is a matrix such that determinant of A not equal to 0, then there is a relation connecting adjoint of A and determinant of A. And the relation is adjoint of A, the determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A raised to n minus 1. Determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A raised to n minus 1. What will be A? A is, what will be n? N is the order of the matrix A. Okay. N is the order of matrix A. What is the relation connecting adj and A if A is non-singular? Determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant A raised to n minus 1, where n is the order of the square matrix A. And there is another theorem stating that if A is a square matrix and if A is invertible, invertible means inverse exists, A is invertible if and only if A is non-singular. That means inverse exists for a matrix if and only if determinant A not equal to 0. A inverse exists if and only if determinant of A not equal to 0. What do you mean by if and only if? A inverse exists if determinant A equal to 0, and in the reverse way, if determinant A equal to 0, A inverse exists. Those two sentences can be clubbed and said like that. A inverse exists if and only if determinant of A not equal to 0. A is invert. The theorem states that A is invertible if and only if A is a non-singular matrix. And the statement of the theorem implies that A inverse exists if and only if determinant of A not equal to 0. And there is a formula to find the inverse of the matrix by applying this theorem, and the formula is A inverse equal to adjoint of A by determinant of A. Adjoint of A by determinant of A. We know to calculate the value of adjoint of A and also determinant of A. So to find A inverse, it is enough to divide determinant A to adjoint of A. So A inverse is given by the formula adj by determinant A, provided determinant A not equal to 0. That means A inverse exists only for a non-singular matrix. Again, one more thing you have to remember, A inverse means inverse of A is not equal to 1 by A. Okay, usually we take A 2 raised to minus 1 as 1 by 2. In the case of matrices, these two are not equal. We cannot divide a number with the matrix. So that is the reason inverse of a matrix is not equal to 1 by A. Okay. There is another theorem stating that if A and B are two invertible matrices, that means A inverse and B inverse exist. Inverse of A is A inverse and B inverse of B is B inverse, and it clearly shows that A and B are non-singular matrices. Then the theorem says AB the whole raised to minus 1. That means product of AB, the inverse of product of AB will be equal to inverse of B into inverse of A. AB the whole inverse equal to B inverse into A inverse. This is one of the most important theorem. AB the whole inverse equal to B inverse into A inverse. So again, there is another property, A dash. What is A dash? A transpose. The whole inverse is the same as A inverse the whole transpose. This is a property. A transpose the whole inverse is the same as A inverse the whole transpose. And again there is another property, adjoint of A the whole inverse. Adjoint of A the whole inverse means after calculating the matrix adjoint of A, take the inverse will be equal to adjoint of A inverse. Adjoint of A inverse means first we will be calculating the inverse of the matrix and we will then calculate its adjoint. Here we will calculate the adjoint first, then we will find the inverse, and on the right side we will calculate the inverse first and then take it adjoint. And the property says that these two are equal. Adjoint of A the whole inverse is the same as adjoint of A inverse. And again A inverse the whole inverse will be equal to A. Okay, A inverse the whole inverse is equal to A. All these are possible for an invertible matrix. Invertible matrix means it must be a square matrix and it must be a non-singular matrix. Non-singular matrix means determinant of A not equal to 0.